Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be looking at a post from Rocky which might have a secret message in it, and also going over a message that was sent to Debbie from someone who was on the same flight to Tenerife as Jay. So what I'm showing you now is a video that Rocky uploaded of him and Ayub while they were in Tenerife together. But it's not the video that is the problem here. It's the cover that Rocky used for this video. So the cover for this video has a caption on it, and the caption says, "Don't bend, don't fold." What Rocky is saying here is that he won't fold, which also means won't give in. Now the words "don't fold" can be used by people when they're saying that they won't snitch or won't tell. This could lead to quite a few things. First of all, could he be saying that he won't tell because he wasn't actually in the car with Ayub and Jay, and that Ayub has used him as a scapegoat? Which is why he said that Rocky was asleep for the whole journey. Many people have said that they think Rocky wasn't actually in the car, or even at the Airbnb. This is because when it comes to the Jay situation, he prefers not to speak about it and leaves Ayub to do the talking. Could this be because he doesn't actually know what to say and doesn't want to slip up and accidentally reveal that he wasn't in the car with Ayub and Jay? The thing is that Ayub said Rocky was asleep throughout the whole car journey to the Airbnb, and once he got back, he went straight to sleep again. This is a good way of Ayub making it look like Rocky was there and helping Rocky out by giving him an excuse for why he doesn't know much. And if this was the plan, and Ayub did use Rocky to back him up, then it's like Rocky wasn't there but was, if you know what I mean, and that he doesn't need to answer any questions because he wouldn't know much anyway. What I can't understand is why Ayub's real identity got revealed all over the news, but Rocky's didn't. This adds to the confusion and also gives people a reason to think that he wasn't there at all. Also, Rocky is the only person that Mark Williams Thomas claims he didn't speak to, and that Rocky wouldn't give him any information. Maybe because Rocky didn't have any information to give, and because he wasn't actually there. Rocky could also use the phrase "won't fold," because he does know what happened to Jay, but won't tell anyone, and will stick to the plan. Either way, it does look like he has put a secret message out there. Or he could just be trolling yet again. But that still doesn't explain why he doesn't want to speak about Jay at all, and his identity wasn't released. Why were they just focusing on Ayub and not the second person who was at the Airbnb? One of my thoughts is that they could be protecting this second person, which is why they didn't give a name, and it's a possibility that it could have been Brandon. Now remember the message from Brandon's mom saying that he had been getting death threats from people. Well, he could have used this to keep his name out of it because he wouldn't have been safe otherwise. This could mean that the news articles weren't allowed to publish Brandon's name and can only say second Airbnb guy. But the family would have been told this information, which is why certain people have cut Brandon out of photos and that he wasn't invited to the wake after the funeral. But this would then mean that Jay's family knows that Brandon was there and would definitely be asking questions about why Jay left and why Brandon didn't go with him. There could be so many different outcomes, but that was just a thought that I had. The next thing we are going to look at is a message from someone who was on the plane with Jay, Brad, and Lucy. Now, there is no way to confirm if this message is real, but this person has blanked out a couple of names as they probably were his name or his friend's name. But let's take a look. If this message is legit, then it also confirms that Brandon was already there because he wasn't on the flight. But most people know that by now anyway, because of the fight video that included Brandon, which was uploaded before Jay even arrived in Tenerife. So the first part of this message says, "Hi Debbie, I was on the flight to Tenerife with Jay, Lucy, and Brad, and became close with them. We started meeting them each night at the festival, and then on Saturday night, my mate and Jay tried to get drugs, but Jay said he literally had no money left. On Sunday night/Monday morning, me and my mate went to Brad's hotel at 5 to 7 in the morning to chill, and on the way, me and Brad contacted Jay to let him know we were coming, and he mentioned he was going to try and come back to Brad's and meet us there, and then we received a FaceTime call from Jay on Brad's phone as he left, and he'd left with 2 small kitchen knives as he didn't feel safe, because he'd previously mentioned to us in a Snapchat message that he'd robbed an AP watch and said he was going to sell it for £10,000. We believe this is to pay off a drug debt, as he said on Saturday night he had no money. Someone who Jay was with at the festival seemed to have a big amount of drugs each night, and Jay didn't have any money for this, so he's built up a debt. So this person who sent this message claims that after being on the same flight as Jay, Brad, and Lucy, he started to meet up with them each night, and states that Jay had no money left after spending it all. But how did Jay spend all his money? Either he didn't take much money with him, or he spent it on you-know-what, which left him with no money within the first few days of him being there. He then says that he went with Brad and one of his mates back to Brad's hotel and that they contacted Jay on the way. Apparently Jay said he was going to meet them there. I'm assuming this is after Jay went to the Airbnb because surely Jay would be with them if not. This person then says that after that, Brad received a FaceTime call from Jay saying that he has left with 2 small kitchen knives because he didn't feel safe, because he had allegedly stole an expensive watch, which he planned to sell to pay off a debt. So could this be where Mark got the information that Jay left with 2 knives? Because this message was sent at the very start of the case. And also one thing I just don't get is about this stolen watch. It was reported that a stolen watch was involved that came from a Snapchat message which Debbie says was shared back home in a group chat. So could Jay have sent Brad this Snapchat and Brad posted it in a group chat that they were all in back in Lancashire? Also, this stolen watch theory was written off quite early on, and it turned out that there wasn't even a stolen watch. But I don't understand why it was such big news early on when Jay went missing. If this message is true, then it would suggest that there was in fact a stolen watch involved. What is also mentioned is that someone who was with Jay at the festival was apparently selling, and that Jay didn't have money, so he built up a drug debt. Could this person allegedly be Ayub, as Ayub did say that he went to NRG on the second night, which would have been the Saturday, and maybe this is why Jay actually went with Ayub to pay something off, because no one believes that Jay lost his keys, and even after speaking to Brad, he still decided to not go back to their hotel. So in the second part of the message, this person talks about Jay potentially leaving with the person who he had the debt with, which is Ayub, and talks about their interaction with this person when him and his friends visited the Potter Paper coffee shop on the Wednesday, which was 2 days after Jay first went missing. Apparently, Ayub took it upon himself to mention about giving a statement to the police regarding Jay and said that it was his friend's friend, which we are assuming is Brandon, because Brandon is the one that ties them all together. And Ayub has also spoken about Brandon on his lives. This guy says that Ayub's story seemed a bit scripted and that he kept stuttering while explaining what happened. He then said that Ayub explained that he offered him a lift home, but he decided to leave instead. This is the same as what Ayub said on his lives. This person then says that he wishes to stay anonymous and that Debbie can get in touch with him using the number he used to message her. He then says that he will send a picture to Debbie, which included Jay with Ayub, and that picture is one we have all seen. But what I found interesting is that it could definitely be this person who first sent this picture of Jay with Ayub, which would suggest that his story could be true. So the main questions that we have are, was there a stolen watch or not? Did Jay actually have a drug debt while in Tenerife? And did it involve Ayub? And did Jay arm himself with 2 knives like Mark said? Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will update you as we find out more.